Thank you so much. Thanks for this platform. It's the first time I'm engaging in the Thicket Forum, and I think the purpose of my presentation is really just to introduce this project to this forum, and yeah, we'll take it from there. You can move to the next slide. So the GEF7 Greater Addo-Amathole Biodiversity Economy Node is the project that I'll be talking about that we are implementing as sandparks. And really, it extends from the Addo Elephant National Park at the bottom all the way up to Great Fish Nature Reserve, up to Seymour, Hawkesbury, to include the Amathole Strategic Water Source Area. And this whole node that we are trying to work in or establish is really slap bam over the Albany Thicket corridor. And so we want to ensure that the work that has been done through the assessments in the thicket corridor and what we'll be doing speak to each other, and that we are able to feed off each other. Next slide. So just a bit of background. This project, it's a global wildlife program, and the theory of change that is proposed is that illegal wildlife trade will be reduced if, amongst others, communities around protected areas are empowered to become beneficiaries of the natural resources. And the project was conceptualized 2019, endorsed by the GEF CEO 2021, and 2022 it became effective for implementation. And it's a joint project between the World Bank and UNEP, with an overall objective of strengthening South Africa's capacity to combat illegal wildlife trade and improve protected areas and landscape management for increased community benefits. So that's the overall objective of the project. It's divided into two pillars. The first pillar, which is being implemented by UNEP, really focus on illegal wildlife trade and providing capacity to combat that. And the second pillar, which is the one that I'll be talking about, speaks to increasing investment in 3 targeted protected area landscapes, or what we are calling biodiversity economy nodes. One is in Kruger, the second one is in Isimangaliso, and the one that I will be speaking to is in the Eastern Cape, which is the Greater Addo-Amathole Biodiversity Economy Node. Next slide. And the indicators for the project, firstly, it's really focused on community areas. So most of the work that we'll be doing, whether it's stewardship or whether it's capacity building, etc., we'll be focusing on communities or communities with land within this corridor that I'm talking about, or rather the whole node. And we have a target of 5,000 hectares of land to be improved through the biodiversity stewardship program. We have a target to unlock private and public sector investment in this landscape and to support small businesses as we go along. Next slide. And the project has, in a main, 4 subcomponents. The first being to enhance the biodiversity economy. And really, this speaks to within this landscape that I'm speaking to, create the shared vision for this biodiversity economy node, and the basically economic activities that are pro biodiversity conservation, etc. All of us rallying towards those kind of activities within the landscape. And the main activities that we want to do in this process is to firstly establish a multi-stakeholder forum where we have to engage our municipalities, our government departments in all levels of government, private sector NGOs, research body, etc. And in the process, we're wanting to develop a master plan for this landscape. Then the second subcomponent speaks to supporting small businesses through an incubation program, training, mentorship, small grants, etc., on secondary activities emanating from the biodiversity economy. The third subcomponent speaks to supporting local communities in terms of governance structures, leadership, training, etc. And the last subcomponent speaks to really the biodiversity stewardship work that we want to do within this landscape, with a strong focus on community areas, so that we are able to expand the conservation estate. Next slide. Please just skip all the way to the next slide. Next slide. And the proposed opportunities for investment in this landscape, there's a couple that have been identified. I just listed a few. So the first being the cattle to wildlife production systems. Most community areas in the landscape are participating in cattle production. So we're wanting to slowly, gradually get them to move towards more sustainable land use practices. Hence, we're not saying we are, through our stewardship work, saying strictly conservation or nature reserve, but rather gradually, maybe through OECMs, then protected environments, then hopefully they're able to manage the landscape better and benefit from it. Mobile cattle auctions as an economic driver in some of the landscapes. We've learned from the Grasslands National Park project that it can benefit the communities. Obviously, guided game drives and game lodge. If we are successful in our project and assisting communities with managing their land better within this landscape, more futuristically, we are hoping that we are able to tap into the carbon market as well. Next slide. Last slide. No, not last slide. It's my last slide, thanks. So just to put it to, because it's the first time I'm engaging this forum, way too from here in terms of this project, I think whatever it is that we'll be doing, we want to ensure that we work closely with the research space and not leave that behind, such that whatever we do, research is part and parcel of all that we'll be doing and all the activities that we have planned for this project. So the first step to that is the multi-stakeholder coordination platform that we will be establishing. The inaugural platform will take place on the 21st of July, and if it's fine, we can share that invitation. That's the platform that will be engaging with all these different stakeholders that we want to be a part of this work that we are trying to do. And secondly, emanating from that will be the master planning process. Whatever work that we do, we wanted to find its way, for example, into the IDPs and special development frameworks. Hopefully we are able to influence such that the economic activities that make their way there are complementary to what it is that we are trying to achieve through the biodiversity economy. Thanks. Last slide. I'm done.